Jamieleigh and
Dave here from BirdTricks, and today we're going to be talking about 7 habits of highly effective parrot owners.
This is my idea.
It's a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If things on this list surprise you, let us know in the comments. If you can check all the boxes, yes to you. Kudos to you, many points to you, many imaginary, very valuable points.
It's like the game show where the points mean nothing.
Yes, I love that.
But Drew Carey,
Yeah,
it's a great show.
It's my favorite.
Whose line is it
Whose
anyway?
line is it anyway?
Yes.
If only we
It's
were
like that.
entertaining.
We're not. Not even close.
Okay, so number 1, do you want to start?
Sure.
And these are in no particular order.
Yeah, number 1 is sleep. Now,
What?
yeah, just like you were saying earlier, your preface was like, well, it might surprise you, but yeah, I think sleep is one of those critical ones.
And this is one that I see people mess up. They either offer too much sleep or usually it's not enough. And usually it's in a high traffic area, like sleep in the living room when all of this crazy stuff is always going on and you're getting about 5.5 hours. So adequate sleep should be prefaced with this. Just having a habit of intentionally prioritizing your bird's sleep.
And a little tip to make that happen, actually in the room right behind us is our quarantine room, and somebody needed in there to check out the air conditioning unit, and they're like, oh, want me to hit the lights? Because turning the lights on and off is such a habit, and I was like, don't touch them! Because they're all on timers so that we have the habit of exactly 12 hours of sleep, lights go on and off, we don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so number 2, I don't think is gonna surprise anyone that has seen a single video of me here on the channel or talked to me in person or has any experience with me.
If you're new here, you'll have no idea.
Diet! Yeah, this would probably be my number 1. But anyways, it is such a high priority. A lot of people, especially on consultations, will be like, I've got this, I'm nailing diet. Here are the 6 different brands of pellets I feed. And I'm like, or putting fruit in their chop, or just all the things. There's so many things you can do wrong with diet. So getting diet right, again, it just comes down to prioritizing it. And I think a lot of people tend to feel overwhelmed when it comes to diet. So really taking it one step at a time and making achievable goals for yourself. So, and I've talked about this in other videos as well, but I'll just leave it at that. I won't go on a rant and rage, promise.
Oh, come on, that's what people came here for.
I mean,
right? If that's what you came here, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, leave those comments. No?
There's so many ranting diet videos on the channel, you guys. Like, they're there. All right.
So a quick hack to make sure that your diet is actually a habit is just simply follow what we teach in our family-friendly parrot formula. Do seasonal feeding in the morning. You can pre-make a huge batch and have your 1 pellet, preferably our pellet, on hand so that you can give that in the evening. And that's just a great way to make it a habit for you. But making sure, again, that it is actually a habit is key.
Yeah, for sure. I think this 3rd one's actually gonna surprise people.
I think so too.
And it's a big deal to me, and I feel like we get actually a lot of flack for prioritizing this one.
Flack for the neighbors, or?
I mean, yeah.
Well,
when you put it that way.
only one neighbor.
Yes. Sunlight, adequate sunlight. And I know this is really hard for a lot of people to offer their birds, but I feel like it's essential. It's incredibly important, and it's underrated.
Yeah.
People think that.
Parrots aren't nocturnal.
What?
I know, right?
Shocker.
You would be surprised with some of the comments.
Don't be one of those things.
Yeah, don't be that. Or do, so we can pin it and make fun of you.
Oh, babe. Okay, so number 4 is your jam.
All right, number 4 is exercise. How do you make exercise a habit with your parrot? Include them in your daily routines that you do. You can take them out, especially if you like to free fly. It's just amazing to get these birds to exercise. And I'll even backtrack it to like, what if my bird can't fly? Even doing walking recalls, as we call it, is a great way to just kind of build future recalls, hint, hint. But it's a great way to kind of build some muscle for when they do start to get their feathers back. They're already conditioned to walk or eventually fly to you.
Or climb.
Yeah, and it's just a great way to get that energy out so that they have less aggression and they have less of these mood spikes throughout the day because they burned off all that energy, whether it was walking or flying.
Yeah, love it. All right, so next is basic training behaviors. And these might look different for some people. What I would consider basic is definitely target training. That's kind of your out training behavior where you can socialize, you can get a bird back in the cage, like anybody can do it. You know, it's like your get out of jail free card, I feel, but it's actually like get back in your jail.
And it's not always free because sometimes you need to be using your bird's favorite treat, and not sometimes, but all the times.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, just going back to basics. And to that point, step up is one of the most overlooked kind of basic training behaviors. So when you take your bird out in the morning, take that opportunity to set it up as a formal training session and use that clicker, use your bird's favorite treats. I know it sounds almost ridiculous to say.
But my bird loves me and he just wants to step up for me all the time, except for this few times lately where he just bites me.
Right, because birds in the wild love humans. And they're nocturnal. All right.
But seriously, okay, and then just one more in there that would be a basic behavior to me is going onto the scale. I feel like that's incredibly important, and that should be one of your foundations of weighing your bird every day. So,
Like Blueberry.
like Blueberry, she just flies to the scale to prove I am in need of breakfast. I'm not lying.
She's like, I am 29 grams, I'm
But she's
starved.
usually lying. It's like, I'm down a gram. Has anyone noticed? Yeah, she's
Yeah.
so cute.
I'm the same way.
I'm down a gram.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm starved.
All right.
All right,
Go
you
ahead.
can do this one.
Oh, nice. I don't want that topic.
Nope,
You go for it.
you go for it.
Okay, so this next one is housing, which I know sounds very broad, and it could be a bird room, it could be a walk-in aviary, it could just be a really large cage that you ordered, it could be, you know, somebody recently had bought some cages and just kind of like made it work because it was really hard for them to find correct bar spacing for small birds, but a huge cage. And so they had made this beautiful, I literally told her, I was like, your house looks like Pinterest. Like, it's so beautiful. And where did you find these cages? And she just went, you know, full blown to find exactly what she wanted for her birds. And I think that housing and really putting a lot of emphasis and, again, prioritizing amazing, immaculate housing for your bird will not only make your life easier, but will make your birds really happy and content in their environment. And like, what's better than that? I think that's what we all really truly want.
Yeah, we've seen people get super creative too with having an indoor-outdoor type housing set up. And then
So
for
cool.
us, we just have aviaries, so we don't have multiple cages. Well, that's a different story. We have aviaries that we had custom casters kind of created for it so that these things can just wheel out and outside. Like in this room out here, there's a full deck that the birds can slide out onto during the day, get their sunlight. And we built in some of that immaculate housing as one of our habits.
Yeah, so I think, you know, there's some really unique ideas out there, and I think the more creative you are with making sure that your bird loves it, the better. And even these foraging trees, like I've seen these set up in like bird rooms and stuff, and I just think they're awesome. So whatever you come up with, you make it cool.
I want to add to that the housing means your bird should be in there a lot more than, you know, well, people think they have to be out 12 hours a day, but they really thrive on being inside an aviary that's properly equipped, or in this case, like a tree stand.
You are so cute.
You are so distracted.
I'm sorry. He was just looking at me, and I was looking at him, and his face was puffy, and I'm like, oh.
I was looking at her, looking at him. Last one
Oh, sorry.
is enrichment.
Yeah, which kind of goes into housing, but I do feel like enrichment could be all sorts of things. It could be toys, it could be your interaction. What do you...
I was looking at you, just distracted. So cute. I love you.
This is getting awkward.
Yeah, only for them.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, moving on. Enrichment can be a lot of different things. So like I said, it can be toys, which I know a lot of you, I hear this all the time, like, oh, my bird loves this one texture, this one toy, so I'm buying like 50 million of those. And it's like, that's great, but we should have your bird be able to chew on a variety of toys and really like keep offering different textures and variety because you really want them to be able to enjoy everything. I think enrichment could go back to housing. It could just be like that you change it up. We have some clients where they have the cage that the bird lives in, but then they also have a bird room that it spends like the majority of the day in, and so maybe the cage is just for sleeping. And I just think there's all forms of enrichment. I think free flight is a type of enrichment.
Yeah.
I think that
Training. Jinx.
He's the best.
It's funny, you're talking about enrichment, and I have this Christmas movie stuck in my head where the kid only had one toy, It was his boy named Christmas, and his only toy was a turnip with like a drawing on it, and his evil aunt like cooked it for
and
him.
he ate it.
And he ate it. But you know, the enrichment is you should have more than just one toy.
We just ruined that movie.
Yep.
Anyways.
Yeah.
If you guys could keep it down, that would be great.
Hey, if you could just not be distracted.
Quiet on set.
That would be awesome.
Quiet on set. Can you tell they finished their breakfast?
Like, we're good.
Well, good thing we got to the end of the list.
I think so.
Because that's annoying.
Distracted. It's super annoying.
It's so annoying.
I don't understand why people have birds.
Why? They're so annoying. However, Comet is being cute with his clicking because at least he's playing with a toy. TUSA.
I know. Speaking of enrichment, we buy him this
not.
whole toy, and that clicking is him just eating the tag. You get it, buddy.
These birds today. Which birds should we use? Do you think this is gonna go well?
Let's use the obnoxious
Does
ones.
it ever go well?
Hey, we should do, speaking of obnoxious ones, our next video should be with just the sun conures.
You just watch it on mute with subtitles. And us going like this.
Yeah.
All right,
well, I think
let
that
us
wraps
know
it
if
up.
that's what you guys want to see, because I'm sure that'll get a lot of thumbs up.
No.
No. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want some more obnoxious bird sounds.
We could just make this a musical soundtrack and just they can listen to this. Oh, if there's any talented musicians out there, I would love to collaborate and make music out of bird sounds and like create a rhythm and have it actually be a song.
But it has to be catchy.
Yeah, we could do it. Well, I can't, but somebody watching.
Somebody else could.
Yeah.
Somebody much more talented than us.
I could provide the birds.
We'll provide the obnoxious sounds we'll use to put together. She said it's so annoying.
He's the most fun to road trip with, though, by far. Just
What's
in
the
the
most
truck.
annoying sound your bird makes? I know you would think it was like a macaw screaming, but this is probably the most annoying sound that TUSA makes. Oh! I was like, silence! All right, silence. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Have a good one.
Let us know if you agree. Nobody agrees
Go.
with us.
No.
We don't care. We don't want to know.
Oh boy.